Well, March is National Nutrition Month, so today we have registered dietitian nutritionist Monique Richard joining us here in the studio to share some tips and information on what additional factors related to foods can impact nutrition and health. Great to have you.
Great to be here. Yeah, so a lot of factors can affect our overall nutritional status from the environment. It can affect the composition of our food, right? What it's made out of, the quality, what goes into our food, and then the safety of our food. So we want to do everything we can to increase each of those categories and decrease negative assaults that can impact our health. So this Beyond the Table theme is really looking at all the things related to food that affect our nutritional status and the nutrition quality of the food. So let's start with water. We know that water is essential. It is important, but it needs to be clean and it needs to be safe. So if you live at an older home, you want to check your water source. Maybe you have lead pipes, maybe there's some contaminants. So have your water tested if you can. Use a filter, and then as far as containers of water, and then too, if you have a spring or a well, you do want to check for heavy metals, contaminants, bacteria, etc. But for containers, we want to put our water in glass or stainless steel. We want to move away from plastic because those are what have endocrine disrupting chemicals. Plastic has EDCs, so it's not to scare anybody, but it's really to bring awareness about things that are, again, impacting our health. They can impact our reproductive system, our metabolism, and a bunch of other pathways in our body. So we want to decrease exposure.
I've heard of that when it comes to like microwaving, like you never want to microwave in plastic. I had not heard of that with water even.
Yes, because water can degrade the plastic and it can be something that we consume, especially in the heat, in the sun. You don't know how long those bottled cases of water have been sitting on the shelf. So you want to decrease that. So get clean water, put it in a stainless steel container or glass.
Great.
So then that brings us to containers, right? We want to use containers, again, that are glass. A lot of times when you heat things up, again, that's when you break down the plastics. So think about also to-go containers, or if you're eating any fast food, right? You want to really decrease the amount of styrofoam exposure, plastic exposure that you can. So cooking at home is going to solve that. But again, putting glass containers as far as your leftovers is going to help, and then not microwaving with plastic also.
Yeah. Okay.
Cookware is going to go hand in hand with those containers. We want to use stainless steel. We want to use cast iron. We want to use glass, tempered glass again. There are some good things on the market, but again, you want to use things that aren't treated with things like the coatings that we know the names of, because those can break down and actually impede our health as well.
Okay, and we can see that happening over time.
Exactly, and
so
that's even worse. So if you have any of those, throw those out and use stainless steel or cast iron.
Okay, good notes. And then we come over to our grocery shopping.
Yes, so we want to decrease plastic, right? Because again, the endocrine disrupting chemicals, but all the other things, our planet, we want to save our resources. So if you can, use cloth bags, reusable shopping bags, and don't forget to wash them. Because again, food safety is very important. So you don't want to bring in contaminants into your home. You want to wash them, but again, you want to save the planet and decrease that plastic exposure.
And I feel like this is just learned behavior. It's a little bit different at first.
Yes.
But then eventually I know people have great systems in place. They're always in their trunk. They've got it ready to go. Put it in your grocery bag.
Yeah, it's just another habit, right? Like brushing your teeth. We know we're kind of robotic when we do that. But if you're robotic about this, it'll just become an easier default. So definitely put those in your trunk. Researchers are finding that we're inhaling about a credit card's worth, right, of plastics, of microplastics. So really important to be aware what's in our environment, both in our air, our water, our food systems. Don't buy things that have cellophane. I see corn is wrapped in cellophane. Try to just get the corn in its own peeling or stock, you know,
just ready to go, like when they have it in the husk.
Exactly, in the husk, exactly. So
good information, and she's just getting started. She has some really cool things she's going to tell us about coming up a little bit later on in the show. I've had my eye on these mushrooms. She knows what I'm talking about. For more information, you can check out her website, eatrightrx.com. We're back with more of Daytime right after this.